I usually don't analyze the same person twice in 2 consecutive days, but there are so many videos of Gavin Newsom that it's traditional girl. No more Gavin, please, giving me nightmares. Then pause because we are talking about Gavin again. So many videos about Gavin Newsom. There's no way I cannot talk about him basically in every show. This is gonna be quick. You know that this topics are quick, less than 10 minutes, but this has been requested so many times through X. Remember to follow me on X, Kinesics. Kevin Dalton, knowing this interview was not conducted on a boat in choppy water, what would make Gavin Newsom uncontrollably sway back and forth like this? Let's see, because I have not watched this video. You're gonna watch me reacting live to this.
Governor, the budget is obviously a paramount process for you and the legislature, and I just want to ask you about something on the other end of the budget on a different topic on public safety. Do you think it looks good to the taxpayer for an assembly member who is also the wife of the Attorney General to lead a committee that oversees his budget and other departments?
I find it funny that there's a book. I always spy books, even if maybe those books are not his, but this is very funny. Hunger. Let's see what let's read. I literally don't know, he says.
I literally don't know what you're referring to.
Assemblymember Mia Bonta is set to lead the Budget Sub-5 Committee on Public Safety. I mean, the Attorney General oversees ethics in the state, distributes ethics training to state officials.
I'm just telling you, I thank you for informing me. The legislature makes their determination. I have no idea.
You don't, is it ethical or
I
not?
don't even know what you're referring to on here.
Has no idea, but why this way? But let's focus on the movement itself this time, because yeah, it's rather, let's not listen to the words or read the captions. Let's focus on the movements of the guy. He addresses the situation and begins to sway to the left, to his left, then to the right, then to the left, then to the right. And he closes his eyes in a way that, yeah, it's like he's dancing, and he's trying to think when he's going to stab you and how many times he's going to stab you as well. Look at that. Why does he sway like that all the way to this point? What was he doing? And you can see that he was not taking a step in that direction. He was leaning in that direction. Maybe just a quick half step in all cases. And then he goes back and forth and sways his hips as well. Does he have some kind of yeah, swaying and rocking can be a comforting gesture, Margie. Absolutely. That we saw that. I said that yesterday on my Gavin Newsom analysis. But it's also like he's generally unaware. I think that he's generally unaware. He has no idea. He has no idea what the journalist is saying. I'm going to tell you why do I think that he is looking around. He's hearing the information, and yeah, I think he generally doesn't have any idea because he stops listening to her. I'm going to unmute
committee that oversees his budget and other departments.
He hasn't blinked. That's one tip that I can give you. If you want to know if somebody has understood you, usually wait for a blink at the end of your request or at the end of your question. A blinking can signal that the brain has processed the information and is looking for an answer. In this case, he made a quick blink seconds before.
Member who is also the wife of the Attorney
right
General.
There, and then he began looking away, and he didn't blink until after he said, "I have no idea what you said."
Committee that oversees his budget and other departments.
I literally don't know what you're referring to.
Assemblymember
I literally don't know who you are referring to. And yeah, he literally doesn't know what she's talking about.
Mia
And
Bonta.
then that's when he blinks again. After he says those words. So he was completely unaware. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I just want to, read the teleprompter, smile, and he begins, of course, he has to start smiling the way he
is set
does.
to lead the Budget Sub-5 Committee on Public Safety. I mean, the Attorney General oversees ethics in the state, distributes...
This. Some people have asked me if this is duping delight. People usually throw he's having a smirk or a duping delight. A duping delight is usually a fleeting gesture, and it's meant not to be seen by the person that it's directed to. Usually you don't see a duping delight facial expression when the person, in this case Gavin Newsom, is looking directly at the journalist, and we assume that the journalist is looking directly at him. So I don't think. In this case, it's much more blatant because we know there's a video of Tucker Carlson. He affirms that he is pretty sure that Gavin Newsom is a psychopath because he doesn't break into sweat. He doesn't mumble. He's never nervous. His breathing never changes. His I don't know. He has no reaction. He has no fear reaction. And in this case, if he's a psychopath, which I'm pretty sure he is, he might not have the slightest problem in dismissing these journalist words just with a smile. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And he just flashes that, just like that, on her face because he literally doesn't care. He literally doesn't care. Looking at the other books, if he can spot something interesting.
Distributes ethics training to state officials.
And then he does that, that expression with his eyebrows in which, it's like that meme. It's like that meme that we have seen of the kind of the chat guy expression, like I'm better than you expression. Yeah, I'm sure about that, Zephyr K9. At least his presidential aspirations were flushed down the toilet with this disaster. Completely agree. Not a good time to smile. Not by a long mile, Satsila. Not a good time to smile. It's never a good time to smile, but somehow Gavin Newsom always manages.
Telling you, I thank you for informing me.
And this, how is this? This is not AI. This is not an edited video. This is an actual footage of Gavin Newsom talking about the fires. Talking about the tragedy. How can this happen if it's not being a psychopath? Again, that's a very short remark of his facial expressions that can be unnerving. I told you that the more unnerving they are is because it has these facial expressions that don't go with what he's saying or the circumstances, and that dissonance is what says, hey, we have a problem here. But again, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. Oh my God. The live chat, Oscar Legend Toft, super chat. One of the books is American Politics for Dummies. I agree with that one.